Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for an absolutely beautiful Honda CR-V. Video will not do justice to this car because it's a lovely sunny day. It can be a bit glary. This is a 1.6 EX automatic diesel, a facelift model, 2015, finished in passion red, which looks absolutely gorgeous in the flesh. So photographs and videos won't do it justice, unfortunately. It's also fitted with the exterior pack, so the extended front and rear silver trims. This one's got side steps, body mouldings, the door protectors rather, high level rear spoiler. It's absolutely beautiful. It's also been serviced throughout the 61,000 miles of its life by the same Honda main dealer from new, which is a really good sign of ownership. So coming to the front of the car, tell straight away it's a new style front end. Looks absolutely brilliant on the car. Lights and lenses completely clear and intact. Front's very, very clean, as is the bonnet of the car, with just the odd, very, very minor stone chip, which you're going to get on any car this age or mileage. Near side, it's mirror smooth in the panel work, absolutely beautiful. Near side front alloy, absolutely perfect, and that's the one that takes all the bashing. Full set of Michelin tyres on this car, with very good tread on them as well, which is again a really, really good sign of ownership. Near side rear alloy, absolutely spot on. Probably my favourite angle, so that's sunny day, it doesn't really do it justice. From the back of these cars, looks absolutely fantastic. It's very subtle, but it works so well. Again, all very, very clean and tidy back here. Just to show the angle there, but really does look fabulous, this vehicle. Offside of the car, driver's side, as with the near side, is pretty much blemish free in the panel work. Get a microscope out, I'm sure we'll find something, but you'll have to look very, very hard indeed. Offside rear alloy, again, completely unmarked. And the remaining panel work is absolutely beautiful. Finally, driver's side front, offside front, again completely unmarked. So externally it is in stunning condition and just looks absolutely superb, this car. Right, I've come into the shade actually to do the interior, so it's not as glary, but it's all in absolutely super order. Huge rear boot area on these cars, they are massive, and a relatively low sill height as well, so you've got dogs and things like that, they don't have to jump so far up. Quick folding rear seats with the handles on the side of the seats and the rear there as well, but they are cavernous in the back. Let's come into the back now. Legroom in the CR-Vs is absolutely amazing. They are huge. Bear in mind that those front seats are both set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, so I'm not cheating. They're exactly as it is. Leather work has been kept really well as well. Front passenger door card, again very clean and tidy. Footwell area is lovely and clean. The front passenger seat there has been given hardly any use at all. So finally come to the driver's door card, again absolutely clean as a whistle. And the driver's seat, I apologise for the shading, but it is in absolutely wonderful condition. Inside the car now, engine's running for this section, so the dashboard can actually be seen illuminated. As you can see there, sat nav working absolutely perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse, you get that lovely clear gridded parking camera as well, all working exactly as it should. Dashboard looks as new, in all honesty. It looks absolutely stunning in here. Come up to the main dashboard binnacle and pan in there for you. Hopefully you can see 61,765 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. It really has been kept really rather nicely in here. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. So finally, just to come under the engine bay, as you'd expect from Honda, absolutely beautifully presented. And these are simply superb engines. Cam chain driven, there's no cam belts on these, so no major service looming on them. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V and it's 1.6 EX diesel automatic. This particular car is registered FA15KXX and mileage showing is 61,759 miles. The reason we do these videos, very simply, is that we want people who are looking at this car in an advert, and all of our cars, to actually see them in operation. We know how frustrating it can be to spend hours going to see cars which look great in the description and the photographs, only to get there to find out it's got a fundamental fault which shows up while you're driving the car. So hence that's why we do it, and it is critical in that sense. The video is also done on part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on, and again the reason for that is simple. It's so that what I'm feeling today should be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car itself, go through the mechanicals as I always do. Engine starts, it's obviously keyless start, keyless entry, so press the button to start, starts absolutely instantly, settles to a completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's in operation, and that relates to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. The engines are absolutely brilliant units, and don't think for a second just because it's only kind of a 1.6 that it's not going to have the power to pull you along, because these absolutely fly along, certainly quicker than the previous 2.2, which has always been, whoops daisy, a favourite of mine. Oops. But it's a lovely unit as well. It's what you want from a diesel. It's smooth, it's refined, it's quiet in operation, and it's got a lovely power delivery. Obviously helped by the multiple gears within the gearbox, because that keeps it on peak the whole time and gives you the fuel economy you can get out of them, which is very, very good indeed, by the way. But the engines are, as I said, absolutely superb units. Engines then match to the automatic gearbox. This is one of these kind of seamless auto clutch gearboxes, dual clutch gearboxes. Very, very smooth in the gear changes. Every gear selects almost seamlessly. It's amazing, actually. Perfectly matched to the engine and the way it delivers its power. Again, it doesn't always work. Some gearboxes and engines combine well and some don't. But this works absolutely superbly together, and all its functions working exactly as intended. Steering on the car, absolutely lovely on the CR-Vs, because what it's doing is it's not a sports car, of course, but what it does, it gives you really accurate, precise power steering with really nice weighting to it, so it makes the car feel really secure and solid on the road. Some cars go for kind of a very light power steering, which can be really unnerving, I find, at higher speeds. Particularly on when you go up to A roads and motorways, you just get no feel of connection to the car. But this feels really, really good, and it also feels incredibly tight and taut. Track's absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations that come back to the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But a very, very nice setup indeed. With the suspension, what I'm looking for, and I always time it for about now, is when you go over bumps like this, that one there, you'll hear subdued, of course, it hit the bump, but there shouldn't be any kind of nasty sort of chatterings or knocking noises coming from underneath the car, and there's nothing at all. But what it's really good at is, like the last corner there, for an SUV which is relatively tall, you get relatively little body motion and sway going on. The body control's brilliant for this type of car, and it means that all the people in the car, not just the driver who's anticipating it, but the ones in the back particularly, who might have their head down in a book or a phone or something, they don't get that awful kind of swaying you get with so many cars. My kids are susceptible to car sickness, and they just don't suffer with it in the CR-Vs, and we've had too many to count these days. But a very, very good setup, because it also gives you a very compliant, very, very comfortable ride. I mean, Honda should know this, because the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world. So it gives you an idea of, you know, they obviously know this particular market very, very well indeed. Swing around there. What I'll do is I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove. Make sure no one's behind me. That's a really lovely solid brake pedal on the car, powerful straight away. Because the reason I'm doing it particularly on automatics, they're obviously doing a lot more of the work than they would in a manual, where you should be sort of down changing and using the engine braking to help. But so I'm looking for some kind of pulsing or vibrations on the brake pedal, which would suggest brake distortion, and there's nothing at all. It brakes absolutely perfectly. Coming inside the car, worth pointing out, we've not cleaned the car yet. It's literally just come to us, so it's going to be cleaned after I finish doing the video. But it's very, very clean in here. We'll hardly need much at all. It's also brilliantly built. You know, the first thing you notice when you're driving, or don't notice, is the absence of noise. Really, it's quiet in here, but there's no creaks or rattles from the interior. As I've always said, it always frustrates me when the same car magazines come up with the same garbage every time a new car comes out, because they test new cars and say they're brilliantly made. Well, test a 10-year-old one, and if it's still well made, then say it, because it's how it lasts over a period of time. And this is where the CRVs are, you know, as good as anything in the market, if not better than most. Beautifully put together, lovely switchgear quality, really nice dashboard layout, because it's simple. Although it's laden with equipment, it's absolutely a doddle to get in and drive and just you know, just get on with, really. Sat nav, you can see there, big screen, works perfectly. Air conditioning's absolutely ice cold in the car, and of course you've got dual zones, so you can have different temperatures side to side on the vehicle as well. Heated seats, again, all these things checked and working. Dashboard, it's quite minimalist, which I really like. It just gives you the basic information, no more, it doesn't have to be over fancy. So you've got your rev county, speedo, your fuel and temperature gauge. Temperature gauge, by the way, running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car, by the way. But it all feels incredibly clean and fresh in here. I don't know why. I actually like the steering wheels on these. They're leather bound, of course, but it's a really nice size. It's not, again, some SUVs tend to have sort of really wide diameter steering wheels to make them feel truck-like almost. But this is sort of much narrower diameter. It makes it feel much more manoeuvrable, but it's kind of all in the head, of course. This is a four-wheel drive car, although the absence of a four-wheel drive button gives a clue to what Honda have done with it, because they know that the vast majority of people that drive these cars will drive as I am today, driving in perfectly good conditions on good roads. So, you know, why have four-wheel drive whirring away when you just don't need it doing it? All you're going to do is use up more fuel, get through your tyres more quickly, and put a lot more mechanical stress through the car. So what it does, it'll go in front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time, which is the most efficient way to pull a car along. As and when it needs to go into four-wheel drive, if you're, I don't know, sort of towing a caravan across a muddy pitch or a bit of ice or snow, the front wheels will momentarily lose grip, but instantly bring in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive. It's a brilliant system, it really is. And it's the seamlessness in the way it actually goes about it, which is so good, it really is. Also worth pointing out that the simplicity of it gives its reliability, because we've been selling these, or Honda's using this system or variants of the system for over 2 decades now, and never so much as put a spanner on one. It's a wonderfully tough system. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, brief as it might be, is literally just to show the car in operation, but to feedback on anything I can. There's nothing. The car just feels absolutely as new to drive. It feels tight, taut on the road. And you can just see, just driving it, even on a short trip, why they're so popular second-hand. They're certainly a notch above most cars in this class in terms of quality and build quality, and certainly reliability, which is why they're always been a very popular second-hand buy. But as always, if there's something you need to know about the car, don't hesitate. Please do give us a call.